Hey, it's the Nerdy Cooking Lady, and today we're going to do butter basted, well, it says flat iron, but I'm using New York strip steak with tomato butter sauce and parsley noodles. So, you know the drill. Let's get going. We are going to be using our olive oil, steak, black pepper, butter, thyme, egg noodles, parsley, tomatoes, and balsamic vinegar. So, let's go. First of all, we're going to be putting our steak on this hot as hell pan. So, there we go. That's going to cook on each side for 4 minutes. Next, we're going to be putting butter and our sprig of thyme into our pan and letting it all melt down. Next, we'll be halving up all these tomatoes, or at least most of them, and adding in the rest of our butter to make a sauce. And I'll show you how that progresses in a minute. We're also going to start our noodles while we're cooking the rest of this. I'm going to be putting these tomatoes in our super hot pan to make sauce. Really hard to see, actually. Alright, we've got our darkened tomatoes in this saucepan now, and we're going to be putting together a nice sauce. Already added in the other half of our stick of butter. We have been taking the potato masher as instructed and making a sauce out of these nicely stewed tomatoes. Now, put our teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, put in our butter, and we're going to put together the whole dish here in a minute. And our sauce is reduced down, and I have put some of it on our noodles, and the last thing to add is some steak and a little sprinkle of cheese. I'd like to take a moment to mention the Gamers and Geeks Can Cook playlist. If you want to be a part of the playlist, which is composed of myself and many other amazing cooks, just make a cooking video, mention the playlist when you do, and voila, you're in the playlist. Alright, we have cut up our steak. It is a nice medium, like I like it, because if you're lyrical, you eat shoe leather and call it steak. Love you, lyrical. Last thing I'm going to do that was not a part of the recipe, but I got something to get rid of, is put a medium sprinkling of Parmesan cheese over the top. We'll see how this tastes in a minute. Alright, we got our steak and noodles and tomatoes, and we're going to go in for a nice big bite. Yeah, I know, catching everything is fun. Come here, noodles. I almost had you. There we go. That's a pretty good dinner. Might have to give Lyrical some plain sauce just because this is a little balsamic-y and acidy and even kind of dangerous probably for me to eat because acid reflux. Yay. But it has a sweet enough flavor from the cherry tomatoes and the little tiny bit of sugar I stuck with the tomatoes. Shh, don't tell the recipe. That it actually really tastes good altogether. I don't usually have ever tried steak with my noodles and stuff, so this is nice. I just gotta catch it. Well, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna mention the Gamers and Geeks Can Cook playlist. And I forgot to mention earlier that this recipe is coming to us from the Cookbook Chopped. Yeah, it's like the TV show on Food Network. You open a basket, you use what's inside, ta-da! I don't know whoever created this from what was inside their basket, but it was pretty good. I also don't know if I would go out of my way to make it again like 500 times, but it's pretty good. It's a good experiment. If you want to be on the Gamers and Geeks Can Cook playlist, you can always make a cooking video of your own and mention the Gamers and Geeks Can Cook playlist to get added to the playlist, and then you'll be there for all the rest of days and be immortalized of your food. Yay! Alright, you know the drill, people. Till next time, laters.